India's parliament passed a bill in December 2019 to protect the transgender rights. But the new law is inadequate on several fronts. Trans activities and aligned human rights groups have critiqued the various trans rights bills since the first one was introduced in 2016. In the end, lawmakers failed to consider the concern the activists raised. As a result, new Indian law will violate the rights of trans people rather than respecting and uplifting their long persecuted communities. Perhaps the most serious flaw in the new law is the procedure in mandate for legal gender recognition, the process by which the trans people can change their documents to reflect their identity. India's new law sets up a two-step process. The first, it requires an individual to apply for a transgender certificate from the district magistrate where they live. This can be done on the basis of person's self-declared identity. Then, a certificate holder can apply for a change in gender certificate, which signals to authorities to change their legal gender to male or female. However, the second step requires the person to provide proof of surgery, issued by a hospital official, to the district magistrate for the second evaluation, and the official must be satisfied with the correctness of such certificate. This sets an extraordinary amount of power with one government office to arbitrate with trans people qualified to be recognized as who they are. It also coerces people into medical procedures they might want to. With this, a fundamental right violation that Indian and international jurisprudence condemn. Their fundamental rights are being infringed. Law is dynamic and it has changed according to the need and demand over time. And the need of reviewing its provisions and amendment is a mandatorial need towards the LGBTQ community to give what they deserve. In India, people belonging to the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, which is LGBT community, face many legal and social difficulties. The LGBT community is prevented from becoming an adoptive parent. They are still not allowed to adopt a child and lead a normal life like any other couple, even though the community meets all the eligibility criteria as per a CARA for adoption. Even though same-sex marriages are happening in India, but the marriages are not legalized, and thus the LGBTQ community is devoid from the very basic marriage equality rights and benefits, such as the property inheritance, maintenance of spouse, opening a joint bank account, and divorce. LGBT community has come a long way. क्या कुछ कदम हम नहीं बढ़ा सकते to mark their existence in a society which belongs to LGBT community as well, naturally बिना किसी आंदोलन के? There is a much work to do and we are far from equality. Please remember that Supreme Court has ruled that the Indian Constitution bans discrimination on sexual orientation and sex and declares such discrimination to be unconstitutional. If you can't stand them, at least don't abuse them, because they are humans too, created by your very own God, Bhagwan or Allah. Stay legally safe and the fundamental rights should be equal for all.